Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and once again we're going to cover Star Wars Armada. This is an upgraded storage video to replace my previous one. This covers all of the Wave 1 ships. So in the previous video all I had was the core set. In this video I have the Wave 1 ships included in here. With the exception of 3 ships. I have 2 Star Destroyers now, one from the core set, one from the expansion. They're Victory class. And then I have the Assault Frigate Mark II. They are sitting over on my mantle, which I may or may not show you, depending if I can get my camera to cooperate. Sometimes my tripod can be a little finicky. But anyway, here is the case that I'm using. Again, it's the Plano, or Plano. It's either Plano or Plano. Someone on my comments had suggested that the game was, or the case was called a Plano. But yeah, it's a Plano blue case that you can find on Amazon, typically for 20 or 30 bucks. I'll put a link in the below description. You might be able to find it for cheaper. The setup now is that one side is for the Rebels and one side is for the Imperials, just like with my X-Wing. Although with X-Wing, I actually have 2 separate cases now for that. One is for the Imperials and one is for the Rebels. In this case, I don't have enough ships for that yet. So one side is for the Rebels and one side is for the Imperials. So here's a look at the top cover. I've got my blue dice here, and this includes the dice pack that you get with Wave 1, if you buy that. You've got all of your command tokens here. There's 4 of them. You've got your Navigate, you've Squadron, you've got your critical hits, or Concentrate Fire, rather. And then you've got your engineering ones there. And then you've got your defense tokens. You've got a bunch of brace tokens, some scattered. You've got your redirects here and your evades. Then you've got your activation for your squadrons and other things. You've got your round counters there, and then of course you've got your range ruler and your ticker there for movement, and then of course your asteroids and the like are in there. And then if we open this up like so, this side is for the Rebels. Over here I've got all of my Rebel squadrons. I've got 2 A wings, 2 B wings, 2 Y wings, I think 6 X-Wings. I think the original, or in the core set, there were 4 X-Wings that came with it. And then the X-Wing, or the Rebel Fighter expansion pack included 2 additional X-Wings. So 6 X-Wings there. You've got my damage cards in here. I've got my upgrade cards from all of the upgrades right here. And I've got all of my speed dials here. I've got all of my command dials here. Luckily they're all the same, so they just can be all combined. I've got my Nebulon B frigates, and I've got my Corellian corvettes all in this little compartment up here on the very top. So nice and easy. I've got my commands and my objective cards here using a binder clip instead of a rubber band so it doesn't bend. And then I've got all of my Rebel cards here. These are the capital ships, and these are the squadrons. Again, I have binder clips for that. And you can buy binder clips fairly cheap at Family Dollar or Walmart, wherever you happen to shop. And then, of course, I've got all of my smaller bases here for the Corellian corvettes and the Nebulon B frigates. All of that is right here. All right, and then flip this sucker over. I've got some other tokens on this side, but ones I generally don't use, but I have them in case I need them for whatever reason. Like, for example, I believe these numbers here are for identifying ships of the same type. So if you have like the same X-Wing on the battlefield, and it's just the general X-Wing, and you need a way to tell them apart, you'd use these numbers here. You've got some other ones here. I'm not exactly sure what they do yet. This one I think is for whenever you're setting up your game on the playmat, you can set up the play area or define the play area and then define the setup area using these. And then some other miscellaneous tokens that I generally just don't use. If we flip this open like so, this is for the Imperial side. Again, I've got all of my squadrons on the left-hand side. I believe I have the same number as I did with the Rebels. I have 2 TIE Bombers, 2 TIE Interceptors, 2 TIE Advanced, and I think 6 TIE Fighters. 4 TIE Fighters, I believe, came with the core game. Yeah. And, no, I actually have more than that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, Yeah, it's very possible that I think the core set might have come with 6 TIE fighters instead of 4. And then 2 more came with the Imperial Fighter Squadron expansion. So I have 8 TIE fighters here, 2 TIE Advanced, 2 TIE Interceptors, and 2 TIE Bombers over here. I've got my speed dials, and I've got my command dials here. And like the other side, I've got my Gladiator class ship in here on this compartment over here. And I could take these extra inserts out if I really need to make room, but they're here in case I need them. And speaking of inserts, the game, or this box, or this case, doesn't come assembled. You actually have to cut these apart and use scissors to take off the extra edges if there happens to be any. And then you just slide them into these separate compartments like so. But yeah, I've got my pilot cards here, or my squadron cards, followed by my capital ship cards there. And that's basically it. And again, I have my Star Destroyers and my Assault Frigate Mark IIs on my mantle off camera. I have them all set up and ready to go, so in case I want to grab them, I can. So yeah, there's a quick look at my current setups for storage in regards to Star Wars Armada. Hopefully this helps you out. Again, I have a link in the below description if you want to buy the case for yourself. Again, it's a blue Plano or Plano case, around 20 or 30 bucks. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my official website, www.dadsgamingaddiction.com. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.